Howdy, howdy! I'm not late, you're just early. Today we have a brief presentation, and then we'll see how the energy levels are. Right now they're pretty low, so there might not be background painting, but if we're all lucky, I'll draw a tree. Oh fuck, I forgot the chat link. How did last week go? You were sick on Monday, so you couldn't watch? Well, it seems like you're better now, or I'm assuming that you're better. I hope you're better now. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh wait, sorry. How did last week go? Honest to God, my memory is so shot that I don't even think I remember. I'm assuming good. I think good. Good? There was I think there was a crossword. I think we did a crossword. Oh, and there was some fan art that Fable made that I showed off. Because it was sick. Just like you on Monday. My brain was shot then, my brain is shot now. Nothing has changed. But lives are saved. Maybe we'll rewatch it after this stream. It is incredible to me to think that these streams are entertaining in the first place, and to think that they are entertaining enough that people would want to watch the VOD of them is also wild to me in such an exciting way. But yeah, I think it is, it should be up. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm getting the chat overlay back on. Excuse me, loves. Did that do it? Yeah, it did. All right. Oh right, what? I am slowly learning how to do this properly, and I think there are half as many dropped frames this week as there were last week, so hooray. Alright, that's how we do it. Yay, okay. Okay, lovely. Nope. Yes? Yes, yes! Oh, another thing that got added last week is this new audio props. Oh, to be fair, these streams are very nice to listen in the background. It'll be hard to find someone who wouldn't enjoy watching. Oh, that honest to God soothes my heart. That is so heartwarming. That is the ideal scenario. Wow. What a lovely compliment. Thank you. I mean, the reason that the number one reason why these streams have been so or as good as they are, and I think they're getting better. That's the thing, is that I don't mean to shit on them now as a means of shitting on myself or anything else. It's definitely the not ugly, but like, it's the growing phase. It's the growing pains. The stream is in the growing pains. Speaking of, I think I need to turn the music up or down slightly. How's that? Unsure. Oh, wait, shit. I just realized that there's probably an echo. I have to put, oh no, my earphones are gone. Okay, that should do it. That should fix it, I think. We'll find out. We'll find out the hard way. Oh yeah, I was saying that the reason that there has been any enjoyment or like the excitement of all of these streams has been how ungodly funny everyone in chat has been. Oh my god, I feel so fucking blessed. The vibes are fucking immaculate. Is this plugged in? Are you plugged in? We'll find out. Okay. Good enough for me, Yamaleth says. Also, if it helps, I feel like that's a pain many content creators in general deal with. I think that's the first time anyone's called me a content creator, and there's something tingly about that. And I'm trying to find out if I like it or not. There's something like exciting about that, even though it probably shouldn't excite me. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a pain that I was gonna say artists go through, but you could apply that to anything, any skill. It just, this is a particularly public one, because you can't get better at streaming without, or get better at anything public facing without, having your face in the mud in public, you know? Anyone can let me know, if the music is too loud, too quiet, if I'm too loud, too quiet. I don't have my stream set up yet to where I can see myself, if that makes sense, so, or hear myself. I'm working on it. Anywho, we have a meeting to attend. Hello, shareholders. This is a presentation by your shareholder attendance here, just to get those who are in attendance, please say aye and state your title and role. If you're new or confused, please declare nay, and an intern will be with you shortly to assist. I don't think there are many people here today, which means that those who are will have ultimate power over decisions. Unfortunately, there's not many decisions to be made today, but maybe we can slip some in to turn the tide, to perhaps unanchor the balance of this company. It is I, the office cake, says Yamaleth. The office cake is in attendance. They say 100% anything live streaming wise is being done in front of so many people, so it is way less forgiving. Yeah, you know what? I think I gotta be proud of myself for maybe the forgiveness I'm giving myself. Honest to God, the, I don't know if it is skill or luck. It's probably both. Skill's not the right word, context or luck. But the people who have been showing up to streams and just like being kind of like, I know it's so cheesy to say community, but like the community have been exceptional. Like everyone has, okay, knock on wood, but everyone's been very patient, gracious, and funny and entertaining, and like, oh, we have another eye. Just wandered in, was playing a game, sneezed, and just kind of poofed in. Sneezed and just kind of poofed in. Well, I don't know where you were before, Fable, but now you're a shareholder. Whoever you were in this past life is gone. And now, the power lays square in your hands. The goal, as a reminder to our beloved shareholders who have invested their stake in this studio, in this project. Shareholder value goes up. And I definitely did not, or perhaps I did. Did we ever find a new janitor to deal with the rats? Did we ever find a new janitor to deal with the rats? Should I flip a coin? How should I resolve it? I have a coin. This is some D&D shit. Okay. No, we did not, says the coin of fate. Not yet. But we have had a couple of janitors die in the training module that we had. So we did, technically, yes, we did hire technically several new janitors, but they didn't make it past training. There was something about being burned alive that they just couldn't handle. You know, if you're not going to handle the pressure, I'm sorry, but we don't need that at this studio. This slide definitely was purposefully made like this because it's funny, and definitely not because I was going to add other things here, and then it ended up like this. And then I thought that the emptiness was so funny that I might as well leave it in, because that would be unprofessional, and here we are professional. Excellent, yes. Oh shit, wait. No, don't look. Oh, that was supposed to come in later. Oh, the reveal. Appear on click. Appear on click. Fuck it. Alright, well. It's too late now. Alright. Oh! That was so weird. Okay, whatever. It glitched out. Oh, you asshole. Okay, progress of this week. The cake says, shaking my head, we need to make fire resistance as a requirement. The thing is, it is a requirement. On the job listing, it is a requirement. It's a requirement, but you know what people do? They lie on their resume. They lie on them, their, must have been the wind. Took an arrow to the knee. They lie on their resume, and then they show up on the job, and they're not fire resistant. Well, what do you think is gonna happen, bub? What do you think is gonna happen? You're not gonna be resistant to the fire. That's the end of your stay here. Progress of this week. Practice landscape paintings to prep for background painting, which, oh yeah, that is on the next slide. I also spent so many hours on a background that I'm going to have to redo. That was the background that's in the thumbnail for today. I am not sure if it is in this presentation or not. If it's not, I'll post it somewhere. It's a good painting. It just doesn't function the way that it needs to, unfortunately. But again, it's easy to feel defeated in a situation like that, and it's a lot harder, but a lot more, the most artist statement I've read. Yeah. It's a lot harder and a lot more, I don't know, progressing, a lot more efficient. Like, it's a lot better to the overall function of things to say that it was a part of the practice, you know. If you know, I practiced the landscape paintings, which felt like a very enjoyable but a time sink. And then I did the background. Now I know I'm gonna have to redo it. It just becomes a part of the learning, unfortunately, but you know. Something I have been repeating to myself lately that I heard today was, instead of saying like, oh, like everything will be fine, instead of that, it's like, in 2 weeks, you'll have different problems, which feels so good. I don't know why. That feels like it should feel worse, but it feels so much better. In 2 weeks, I'll have different problems. So, you know. Oh yeah, I questioned everything. I added the chest prop into the frames. I don't think I have a photo of that in this presentation either. Maybe I can pop it up. And last Halloween, I was Mario. So to stay on theme with I absolutely heard that as a threat. It should be. Last Halloween I was Mario, so to stay on the theme of Italian American heroes, this year I was Luigi. Here's the practices I did. Also, let me know if the music is too quiet or too loud. I think I might have fixed some of the latency. I'm hoping that it's not lagging as much. Maybe by exporting the music and having it play on my computer instead of streaming it in. Analyst or the cake says, I've heard that, but it came as a meme format instead of X say Y. That's where I got it too. that's where I saw it too. But I just took it to heart, man. I just fucking took it to heart. So, I saw on IG an actual Italian that deserves a holiday in the US. It's all sounding okay so far. Oh, lovely. A shocker. I think that's the first time. So with these practices, we have the, this is what's called a master copy. And usually they, master copies are done with like the old classics, you know, like you repaint the Mona Lisa or something like that. But these are my masters. Oh, that sounded weird. I'm not gonna say that. These are my beloved. The things that when I look at make me shit my pants thinking about how it was made, and then that is the correct choice to pick for your master copies. The more intimidated you are, the better. The more you are like, I have no idea how they did that, that's the one that you need to replicate. So on the left of each of these is the original, and on the right is my copy of it. And sometimes I will trace the like proportions of things onto the canvas, but this time I did not, and I think that was actually helpful, because sometimes it's helpful to skip past the parts that you already know, you know. But in this case, shape and proportion was a part of the thing I was learning, so I made sure to do it the hard way, to do it the long way. And it's always in these kinds of studies that the things that, I mean, at least me, I'm sure that this is the same for everyone else, or like sorry, not everyone. It is the same for many, many other people. But the parts that I end up being most proud of are the parts that I added in instead of what was already on the canvas, you know? Certain artistic choices, because that's what the point of visual art is all about. It's about, oh, thank you guys. These look so good. The shapes are really, really good. Oh, thank you. And the colors are damn near perfect. It's gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I mean, all of that goes to the original artist, obviously. Especially the colors. I am still struggling. Either doing them and feeling like I had a grasp on them. When I went in to do my own, I could not paint in black and white. Like, I tried starting in color the way that I did with these other ones, and it was just not happening. And I think that's what was a problem in why that background didn't end up working. Which, you know, we're learning! Let's see if I can read my own handwriting on this very faint background, because the main part of doing these master copies is writing down the things you learned, because otherwise you're not gonna remember. In my experience, there's a whole post. It's for free on the Patreon. A whole post that details my personal process for how to do master copies, which is, in my experience, the absolute most effective way to learn things in visual art, and probably other arts too. I can only assume. This is very random, but it kind of reminds me of, there was somebody, I don't know who, who typed out the entirety of The Great Gatsby, word for word, just so that he could, or they could feel, I think it was a guy, just so he could feel, what it would feel like to write a great American classic. You know what I mean? Which kind of feels like a master copy. Like, I'm sure that you're learning things by replicating each word. You're noticing things that you would not have otherwise just by reading it. So that's really interesting. Anyway, that's a tangent. Fable, who just sneezed and ended up here, says, I mean, I struggle with black and white. That's actually really fascinating to me. The thing about black and white is that it limits everything down to shape and value. Shape and value, and I guess texture, but that's, you know, part of shape and stuff. I do highly recommend it. If that's something that you struggle with, and if that's something that you are like keen on exploring more, a really good way to start is imposterization. So posterized portrait, like this. So you start with like two-tone. To have just two colors, okay, just black and white. Okay. Not three, just two, please. No one? Here we go. Yeah, two colors, just two colors. And then building up to 3 colors and 4, but it gets you like thinking analytically about presentation of information with fewer words, if that makes sense, like fewer ways to communicate the information. Oop, no, wrong one. The cake says, colors spelled the fancy way, I'm very iffy on. Yeah. Sometimes I can create my own palette that I feel is pleasing to my eyes, and other times I have to look up some palettes to work off of or generate them in those palette gens. You want to know a secret? The reason that the aesthetic of Supercrypt, or like because there's three color palettes for each of the characters, right? First of all, Subin's is just black and white, monochromatic. So there's no color to it. I don't have to make any choices. Fucking cheat sheet. Lola's is, I feel like a lot of people compliment me on my colors, but that feels so ironic to me because the whole reason that her colors are like that is so that I can vomit them. Like, look at this. I just vomit the colors on there on an overlay layer, and there's not a lot of like choice in it. Like, there's not a lot of like choices that I'm making. It's kind, I don't want to say it's the cheap way out, but it's the easier way out for myself as somebody who struggles a lot with color. And then Heidi's is supposed to be naturalistic. I haven't done a lot of stuff in her palette, so I'm ready for the fucking challenge when it gets to it. There's nothing that I ever paint where afterwards I'm not putting an overlay layer of some kind of color and texture on it, and I know that is my crutch. So that's where I'm personally at with color, which just makes me think, and I'm actually gonna put this in the stupid slides. Practice color. Do a challenge. We must grow? Ew, gross. Growth? Never. Pride flag color palette, literally, exactly. I think somebody mentioned last week that the palette was exactly, pan flag, which I am pansexual, so big vibes. I mean, the person who sneezed and ended up here says, as a writer, that sounds insane, but I also cannot bring myself to disparage it, and I honestly think it comes from a place of fear. Oh, I mean, I feel good about my inks, but my brain tends to classify inking and coloring very separately. I feel you. I feel like I'm okay at one or the other, but the second I try to combine them, I am struggling. Huge, huge, huge mood. Huge mood. Huge mood. And that's the current situation I'm struggling with personally at the moment, is very similar to that, where I did a very nice painting in black and white, and then I tried to add color to it, and it was not happening. It was not happening. Definitely adds more dimensions to their stories, IMO. Thank you. I can, lore time. I have some lore. First, I'm gonna read what the person who sneezed and then ended up here has to say, which is, okay, you say that, but I used that pic as reference to color Pirate Lola, and it was hard for me. You make it actually work. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh yeah, so I'll tell you why the colors are like that. So I think I have, let's see if I can, let's see here. Hold on, let me put on my BRB screen. Or wait, no, mini main screen. There we go. And I'm gonna find a specific document that I think you guys would actually be pretty interested in. It is a, if I can fucking find it, it is, oh yeah, is it here? Was it that easy? Huh, it was that easy. Okay. Here we go. Okay. This was a document I made a long, when the fuck did I make this document? Can I find out details? Okay, April. It wasn't that long ago. It just feels like it. Oh shit, sorry. I've never played with colors that saturated before in my life, and I died. I'm sorry that I'm laughing at your pain. Oh shit. Being an artist is pain. I want to draw, has to learn anatomy, has to figure out a style, has to learn color theory. Life is pain, darling, life is pain. So like I see being able, so like Fable says, so like I see being able to make that work is actually legitimately incredible. Holy shit, thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling warmth. Thank you. This is a document. It's not even a secret. I don't know. Oh, I used to have it posted somewhere. I don't think I do anymore. But it was a workflow guide that I, honest to God, I don't use anymore. I am not this organized anymore, unfortunately. But it was it made me feel like I was doing something. One moment. There we go. So this was like, I mean, God, preferred file naming formats, where things need to be saved, file naming conventions, layer naming conventions. Please name your layers. I know, but I believe in you. Things like that. But in here also are design guidelines. Fable says, LOL, meanwhile my ass just keeps vibing colors out, and that is absolutely a big part of my problem, but I'm lazy. What do you think I'm doing? Oh, that's all I'm doing is vibing colors out. That's all I'm ever doing. That's it. I just kind of got good at the overlay layers, but that is what I put into the agenda, was that I need to actually figure it out. I gotta figure it out. I gotta actually, gross. Gross, but I believe in myself and I believe in you. It will be hard, but we're capable of hard things. Yeah, so there's these 3 styles. Heidi Scenes These are her palettes. Style notes like naturalism being preferred, wide landscapes, rotoscope when needed, like for Heidi scenes, and using references the most for hers. Subin's is in this monochromatic and in black and white. I'm gonna back up a little bit, and then this is Lola's color palette. I'm gonna back up a little bit and explain why. The cake speaks. The cake says, I always say I'll name my layers and then struggle to go through layer 1 through 56 with some being copied of each other. My bad. I'm gonna check right now in my Procreate. I'm just gonna pick a random thing that I was actually working on. Let's go into like my Lola things. Okay, we have new group. I see layer 46, layer 55, layer 55 again, layer 54, layer 41, layer 41, layer 41, layer 64, layer 61, layer 57, layer 69, layer 69, layer 68, layer 66, and layer 70, and that's all just in one group. And then there's one just titled From Selection. So I definitely stuck to my guns with that one. I definitely organized properly and stuck to it. Fable says, I_am_ proud of my layer scheme. I had to really, really, really nail that down when I had to be the art director person. Art director? Feel free to share if you want. There's no pressure to. I very much get that. The only time I've ever actually named my layers was when I was working at a digital ad agency briefly, and they taught me how to do any of that shit. Cake's right, art is pain. Cake is always right and never lies. So the purpose of these color schemes is actually the way that it relates to these characters and their perspectives. The easiest to describe being, or actually Lola, just to start with, her colors are supposed to be as unrealistic as possible. The style is meant to have a lot of lost edges, simplification of details, like lack of naturalism, and cartoon physics, because she does not feel grounded in her reality. She is often in a dissociated state. Things don't feel real. And that she's untethered, unanchored from reality, right? Meanwhile, Heidi is on the very opposite end of that spectrum. Heidi is trying to do things that are unreal, you know? Heidi is trying to do things that are extreme and are like leaps of faith, and is being bogged down by the banality of things, by the mundaneness of things. Heidi is trying to essentially, like, there's past versions of this story where like she's trying to be a superhero and just finds out that like actually like that's not how that's not how crime works. You know, like that's not how any of this works. Like how are you gonna there's not, you don't just show up and beat up bad guys or anything like that. Like there's a boringness to real life that is kind of blanketed over her, and that's why hers is the most naturalistic, and then Subin's is entirely in black and white, and when he's around cult things, it's in red and black, so monochromatic, because he feels that he has, that everything, I mean, like literally obviously is in black and white. Like there's no choice his whole thing is that there's no choice. It's that he has to keep going with this cult that he knows is not good for anyone, but is like, I have a fucking job to do, you know? Like, what else am I gonna do? There's a quote that I had from him. God, this is an old board. Let's see if I can find it while it's loading. I'll read some chat. Read some chat. Oh, it's raining! Yes! Okay. I love when it rains. Eventually I got my process down to a science, Fable says. And I just saved a doc with everything saved and pre-named as a template. Templates! Templates. That is also something that I initially did. I just realized that I wonder if I'm dropping frames. Loading. And just as I said that, it started to load. The cake sings. We'll just keep on trying till we run out of cake. To me, it's very similar to CMY, which creates all colors. That's exactly what it is. Surprise. Fable says, lol, nods, cool. I had to be art director for my TTRPG. It's called Fable Doom. And I'm actually having to do that again for an adventure mod too. But it's gonna have a bit of a different style. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm writing this down. Hold on. Fable Doom. Okay, I'm writing that down. I am gonna look that up later. So hard. Also, thanks YouTube for crashing while I was typing. No. The cake is a lie, but the cake itself never lies. That's true. It's kind of like my brother always tells the truth. And if you open the wrong door, you will be killed. Loving the color lore. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm not explaining it well, but the template stuff, I do that a lot with. I do with a lot of flowers in my work. Oh, like in your artwork. Oh, it's raining hard. God bless, man. There's a quote in here. Welcome to the old Miro board. Okay, just imagine, look at the size of this. Now we're gonna zoom in, slowly. Oh, there's more, oh, there's more, oh, there's more. And it's like that in every corner. This board is many years old. And there's a quote in here I'm trying to remember. Oh my god. Where the can I search on here? I think kill. Is this? No. Nope. No results. Alright. God, this is so much. There's so much here. There was some quote that I had in here that was like, God, I want to find it so bad. Apparently, his favorite ice cream flavor, he says it's matcha, but it's really the Baskin-Robbins Rock and Pop sherbet with the Pop Rocks in it. Alright, things I forgot. Oh, here we go. He's a little evil and likes it by being a self-starter at all of the bloody, creepy, mother of God. By being a self-starter at all of the bloody, creepy cult tasks he's assigned to, and keeping his heart cut off from what he's doing in the name of self-preservation. Quote, I don't care, I can't care. If I start to care, I won't be good at my job anymore. And if I'm not good at my job, then I won't get hired after I graduate. And then I won't get my work visa in time, and I'll have to move back with my father. And if I do that, I'm going to kill him and then myself. So really, I'm preventing a murder here, and that's a heroic thing to do. Ignore the blood on the walls, most of it's not human. This little thing is a better characterization of him than anything that's currently in the script, and I really need, that's what I'm working on right now. The script is these parts of the scripts need more of this in it. Anyway, I forgot what we were doing. Oh, the cake says, yee! My recent stuff doesn't really feature it, but my pink drawing and Has-Been Hotel fan art uses a lot of templates I made in regards to the flowers, fireworks, papel picado detailing. Templates are absolute lifesavers. Wait, hold on. Templates. And we carry on with the show. Oh yeah, I was gonna try to read the observations that I made from these things. On the left-hand side, this green one, we have... Oh, am I on the right page? Yeah. Saturation as indication of light without increasing the contrast, I think, is what it says. Okay. 2 is that trees get bigger as well. I think I'm talking about, like, these areas here. Like, I always think about, like, oh, they go from big to small, but sometimes they get a little bigger also. Sometimes they get a little bigger at the top as well. And the third observation was the edge texture of trees is specific geometry, not a texture. So a lot of times I would just use a texture brush to get the edge of it, but actually that kind of like the edge texture of a tree is about the geometry of that tree, which seems obvious until you're drawing it. And short color ranges still rock is what I wrote. I don't think I can read this. It is too light, unfortunately. Something about water reflections including landmass. So like this is the landmass, but then the water reflection includes the landmass, not just the trees. Oh god, it is completely illegible. This one says low key, high key, even more limited range of hues and values, but with big range of saturation is what this felt like to me. Oh, I did put this in. This was the background that I made from these studies, and you can tell it's better than before, but it is still not where it needs to be. So, I'll get there. Honestly, this feels like a good step. This is like a middle step. Okay. Fable says, that is painfully familiar, and I hate it in all the right ways. I feel like I just got sucker punched. I think I'm abusing my audience. I'm about to send this was related news. As I was typing, I was saying that I was about to send a message that will either go nowhere or change my life. And then update didn't go anywhere. That's a surprise and kind of bummer, but I feel like it's not over yet. The story of this, which is related, Fable says texture is weird, especially when you've got to think about what it's like near versus what still remains when at a distance. Lost edges are something that I highly recommend if you've not heard of them. Really good stuff. Lost edges. It's something that I need to incorporate more like thoughtfully. But that's what that reminds me of, actually. Whatchamacallit? Oh yeah, the reason I started Supercrip is because in 2021 okay, here's what it is. There is a studio. I will leave it unnamed. There's a studio that it's not like the Hulu, the Netflix. It's not like one of those, right? But it's a studio that makes content that is shot in a physical studio. I mean, God, it's a studio. Literally, it's a studio. And it's shot on set. That's the word I'm looking for. It's shot on set. And I found out about it and really fell in love with the work that they were making at a time when I was figuring out what I wanted to do with my career. And so I spent a year building up my portfolio and building connections, and went from like zero, absolutely like did not know anybody, did not know anything, to having conversations with like heads of departments at that studio. And I got offered in a very casual way, right? Like not in a guarantee way, but just in a, if you were living in LA, then we would try to put you on set, right? It was like my dream opportunity, and I could not take it because I was too chronically ill. Because LA at the time especially felt like a city that you had to be able to drive to live in. And I couldn't live alone at that point in time. And my partner at the time was, who I'm not with anymore, but he was getting his master's degree in New Jersey. And so I was living with him, and it was like I had my dream in my hands, and I couldn't follow up on it. And that was at a time when that studio was much smaller, like a lot smaller. Like it was still relatively large, but I mean, it was the kind where like they were running on very much fewer resources. But I just fucking knew. I knew that they were going to become a big deal. Like I just knew it. And that's what happened. They became a big deal. And I was thinking about even pitching Supercrypt to that studio, because in the past they used to have an animation department at that studio. An event that happened that basically, a financial event happened to that studio in like 2020 that made it so that they went from like having a full staff and then ended up on a skeleton crew with only one person on payroll. Like, and that's why the animation department is not there anymore. Actually, the animation department went off and became their own thing, which is really lovely. Again, I'm not using stories. This would be a lot more interesting if I'm sorry, I'm not using names. The story would be a lot more interesting if I had used names. But the point is that they recently announced that they were expanding into scripted and animated content. And I had a crash out. Last week, I had a full crash out because I had just, in my head, it was like everything had happened without me. But that crash out was entirely built on feelings, because the truth is that is like the most perfect thing that could have happened, right? The most perfect thing that could have happened is that opportunity's opened up. Like now I actually could go, if the opportunity was there, to work at my dream studio in a way that is physically accessible to my disability, right? In a department that I actually have some experience in. I don't have a lot of work experience. I mean, like I have some, and the work experience itself is like impressive, but it's just not consistent at all. Not at all. So, but the little experience that I do have is mostly in those areas. And basically, I sent out a message today to one of my contacts who was there at that studio to ask if they knew the name of anyone I could contact to ask about it, and unfortunately, they didn't know. Apparently, I can't say more. But that did not lead anywhere, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't feel over yet. The cake said, oh, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, the cake says 100%. This is probably from a while ago, I'm so sorry. When I did fan art for the game Neva, that was something I had to tackle with in order to try and replicate the landscape art the game uses. Fucking delicious, since it's very textured. I shall have to look up Lost Edges and Neva. Fable says, oh no. Yamala says, I'm so sorry, chronic illnesses change the trajectory of our lives, and often in paths we rather not be on. Fable says, it's stuff like this that a lot of people don't see when they're thinking of disabilities in the workplace. There's worry about what the struggle looks like day to day, but not how it plays out at scale. That's literally the exact... If there's any communication from Supercrypt to people who don't already know it, it is those two things. Or it's like these things, right? Because I think the messaging in Supercrypt, as much as it is nice to have it in the story, the production of it is like the entire other half of that messaging. Because, wow, I am so distracted by the rain. I just love the rain so much. Let's see if, I'm gonna open a window. I'm sorry, hold on, oh, it's raining so hard. I love that. Okay. I was saying that, yeah, so basically, okay, I'm gonna reread the, the chronic illnesses change the trajectory of our lives and often in paths we rather not be on. The, I don't know what to call it, like a tagline, a theme, like the core theme of the script writing and stuff was, quote, it's not about letting go of the life you love. It's about falling in love with the new one that actually loves you back. And that's exactly what this project was supposed to be. I don't know. I've really, unfortunately, integrated a lot of my, I've integrated a lot of like pressure into this project in a way that has demotivated it a lot. Like, in a way that if I had removed that pressure, things would be going a lot more smoothly. A really common problem, it's the integration of one's identity when you're doing the same thing all of the time, and when people ask, oh, what do you do for work, and you say, this is the thing I'm doing, you know, blah, blah. And also the integration of like financial security and things like that, which this project does not make money, you know, obviously. It was never supposed to. So, you know, I'm going through it in that way. But the original core of it was, I don't want to break a glass ceiling in a building never designed for us to be in. I want to build my own damn fucking building. And I'm being challenged. These past couple months, I've been challenged about my faith in that. And I am scared of revealing my own doubts because I don't want anyone else to lose their faith in it. But I think ironically, it is that honesty that makes it stronger, you know? I think trying to hide that doubt would make it more of a hollow house. Fable says, the feeling of not being able to talk about stuff for legal reasons is so real. Honestly, I haven't even signed an NDA. It's more of a, like, even though there's only, I think 3 people in this whole live stream, if somehow it got back to, like, these people, I would be mortified. And usually I am such a blabbermouth. Well, whatever. I learned some spicy things today about that situation also, and I want to say things and I just can't. If I told you guys the name of the things I was talking about, the drama. But I have some self-control, unfortunately. The cake says, have you tried looking at rising indie studios? Exactly. I know many are actually kicking off right now since there's a demand for indie shows. That is like that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. That's the, when they, basically it was not their choice to no longer have an animation department at the studio, and I even talked to people related who did freelance at that studio, so technically not within the structure of the studio, but were like pretty integrated in there, although less integrated than I thought. As it turns out today, very spicy drama that I can't say. Fuck. So I was talking to them about, like, even if it's not Super Crypt, they have to fucking do something, because this is such a, it's just, it would align so good with their values, and it would just be, now is the time, right? I was just talking to them about that, and anyway, have I looked at other indie studios though? Actually, I have not. Maybe I should. Probably should. I don't think Spindlehorse is indie anymore, but Shockwave Animation and Glitch Studios are picking up ideas from creators who tend to have an audience. I'm trying to remember. I know Glitch. I'm not just trying to remember the companies. I'm trying to remember what I know about them, and like in terms of like where they're at, because I'm just thinking, like, by the time they get a name that big, the I guess the competition to be collaborating with them is also ginormous, and respectfully so, you know. But I'm gonna write this down. Indie Studios, question mark. Fable says, I don't know, that feels like lashing out more than actually needing to be said it. That feels like lashing out more than actually needing to be said at all. And also, I just don't like hurting people, even people who have hurt me. Wait, what was that? What was that in reference to? I feel like lashing out more than actually needing to be said at all. Also, I just don't like hurting people, even people who have hurt me. I don't remember what that was in reference to. Would you remind me what that was in reference to? Glitch has been taking way off in a big way. Yeah. I keep sending things before I mean to. No, don't worry. The cake says, yee, it proves how well indie shows can do. Fable absolutely agrees. I mean, Glitch is doing Knights of Guinevere, so they're finally dipping their toes into 2D. Yeah, for sure. The story behind that production is also wild. Yeah. Things are wild. The thing that I wish this project had was creative collaboration, and it's not that there's not people who want to work on this project, it's that I don't have the money to pay them, and because of that, there's only a certain amount of time that people are able to put into it, right? Because you gotta live, you know, you gotta pay rent, you gotta eat. Fable said, I was referencing myself, finishing my thought about how I decide to talk about things, how much I should say, why, etc. It's hard, it's really, really hard. Yeah. Oh, I'm reading back. Okay. Oh, I didn't. Okay, there's a part in your last chat that I didn't see. Okay. The feeling of not being able to talk about stuff for legal reasons is so real, or even just not being an ass. LOL. Oh, there it is. Like, I just don't want to throw up a big mess that just, I don't know, that feels like lashing out more than actually needing to be said at all. And also, I just don't like hurting people, even people who have hurt me. Got it, got it. Okay. I got you now. I got it now. Thank you. Shareholder vote. Shareholder vote. Shareholder vote. Yay or nay? Yay or nay? Shareholder vote. The answers are yay or nay. Oh, did I even put in things for tasks ahead? I think it's basically the same as last time. Backgrounds now has a smiley face with a small tear, and I did the chest animation. We have 1 vote for yay. We have 1 vote for yay. And a 2nd vote for yay. It is it's not an anonymous, it's unanimous. Everyone is known here. A unanimous vote for yay. So I've included that the first pass of reels should be done American Idol style. I know that, oh my gosh, my friend just said that she is in my live stream. I just got a message. She said, how do I comment? Honey, if you're listening to this, open up the chat. Open up the chat and type in it, baby. Do you know how to do that? Oh, you have to subscribe first if you're not already subscribed, because it's a subscriber-only chat. Rosala, if you're here. It's like speaking to a ghost. If you're here, make yourself known. I'm gonna quickly. I hope she can hear this. Assumably she can. One moment. Okay, there we go. So one thing that I know, the cake. You have to sell your soul to Ryan Gosling. Yeah, that is the entry requirement to becoming a stakeholder. There is an investment, you see. I'm going to briefly send her a message. Open chat. You have to subscribe first. LMAO. She said, amo che cazzo, which is Italian for my love, what the fuck? Come on in, the water's warm. She said, I left the stream for 5 minutes. She's figuring it out. Anyway, the first pass of reels will be done American Idol style. This is something that we decided last week. I know that the cake was not here last week. Suddenly, mysteriously disappeared from the fridge, and she has arrived. Everyone give a warm ciao or benvenuto to Rosella. She says, I am here, love, in Italian. Fable says, the privilege of donating your soul to the cutest bird. I love that she just texted me as well as put in the chat. She said, amo sono qui, I did it. Ryan Gosling grows stronger every day. And soon, strength will not be big enough a word to fit the likeness of him. So last week we decided that a good way to make the pass of the first set of reels for casting less intimidating is that we do an American Idol style sit down with me and some trusted individuals. It won't be public, obviously, because, you know, for privacy reasons. But that was a really good learning point from last week. I have done the chest prop, luckily, last week. Oh yes, Yamaleth, I believe Yamaleth also speaks Spanish, right? I could be wrong about that. And I got some shading to do, but it is coming together. It is coming together. I also bought the materials for the film title, so it's coming slowly, but it is coming. Column B, all of that stuff is still the same. Not much has changed. Oh, that was from last week. That was ominous. The Brainstorm, our new, if anyone has, this is the moment. Welcome to the Daily Double. If anyone has any ideas, literally anything at all for anything, we have Ryan Gosling grows stronger by the day. To be a shareholder is to invest your soul in him. If anyone has any... Oh, we have WinRat Turf War. So, so, I'm very confused. But, Rosella, welcome. This is a board meeting, and we're all shareholders here. So, please feel free to invent and announce who you are in this meeting. Yamaleth is a piece of cake in the back of the office fridge who no one has claimed and has been there ever since. Fable was playing a video game, then sneezed, and ended up in this boardroom. So Rosella, you can tell us who you are. For example, you can say, "Hello, I work in HR, and my role is to gather resources from humans, in parentheses, organ theft." Yamaleth says, "See, so Italian is 3/4 understandable." I don't know about other Italic languages though. Honest to God, 3/4 is all you need. Yes, so we also in this office were previously having currently having a turf war with the rats who superseded the supply closet and killed the janitor. I honest to God don't remember the janitor's name, and that's how it should be. Even in character, that felt really fucked up to say. I think his name is Bruce. So we have Bruce is dead, replacement needed. Do we think we should ease up on the fire requirements? Maybe that's, yes, wait, let me, oh, this is so funny. So we were having an issue with hiring a new janitor because they kept burning to death during the section of training in which we tested their fire resistance. Because they were lying on their resumes about being fire resistant. You feel under pressure now? There's no pressure here. There's no pressure here, baby. I know you're not gonna hear this for a while because of the latency, but I promise you there's no pressure. If he wanted to be remembered, he should. I think that clears up whether or not we're gonna have a memorial for him. Keep searching LinkedIn. Okay. Oh, hello, Rowan! Oh, new Bruce Jr. Bruce is dead, long live new Bruce Jr. Fable, please divulge your information about new Bruce Jr. Is new Bruce Jr. the new janitor? Did you hear word from HR? Did they hire a new janitor? Or perhaps, was it a memo that I missed? Or is that the name of some rat who consumed his flesh and thus became one with Bruce? Please divulge. Progress for next week is pretty much exactly how it was last week, which is I should probably do an American Idol style system for casting reels. It intimidates me, and that's why I haven't done it. And I am figuring out how to do hard things. Shout out to Patreon members in chat, patreon.com/supercrip. I was going to put an image here. And in my download folder, the first thing I found was an old photograph of my great-grandfather in drag. He's on the very far left. Please enjoy. It says, quote, "Even the Depression couldn't dampen the spirits of some of Lindstrom's livelier businessmen shown cavorting backstage at the Opera Hall. The man sitting is unidentified, others from left to right, Eric Norilius, Jim Darling, Floyd Andrews, unsure of ID, Paul Norilius, Ted Norilius, Glenn Fredel, and Garrett Johnson, courtesy of Dave Elfstrand. If I get a job, I'd like to be a patron. If you get a job, please save your money. Thank you very much. I will say, though, that everything on Patreon, or almost everything on Patreon, is free. So if anybody wants any of the Patreon content, there's a free tier, which is really nice. It's just a subscriber thing. All of the paid stuff is bonus things like postcards and things. I got it, mis abuela. Rowan says, I couldn't catch last week's stream because I had a post-op doctor's appointment. What'd I miss? Honestly, what did you miss? I think these meetings, after they're done, just go into the void. They're also on, technically they're on YouTube, like as a video, but as a VOD. In my memory, in my brain, I get brainwashed after every meeting so that I can't leak company secrets, I believe. Which is just my way of saying I honest to God don't remember. But we did a crossword. I'm pretty sure we did a crossword. You know, the brainwashing, the little flash of light, it gets some things, but there's some things that are too strong to scoop out. Don't tell the company that, but, you know, perhaps it's too late. Poem time. This poem attachment, and I've written a bit of context. At first I wrote that Telemachus is the child of Oedipus and Oedipus's mother, Jocasta, but then, bro, no. I just Googled it. I got them mixed up. Telemachus is the son of Odysseus, not Oedipus. Oh my fucking God. But reading it as the child of Oedipus is my favorite, albeit twisted, way to do so. And for context, anyone who is not aware, Odysseus is the protagonist of the Odyssey. Basically, bro goes to the Trojan War, and then it takes him like 12 years, I think 12, to get back home. And he spends those 12 years on crazy shenanigans with sirens and great beasts and things like that. Oedipus, on the other hand, accidentally killed his father and then married his mother. And then when he found out, he stabbed both of his eyes out. So, very different context to read this poem in. This is by Louise Gluck. I will read it now. Telemachus' detachment. When I was a child looking at my parents' lives, you know what I thought? I thought, heartbreaking. Now I think heartbreaking, but also insane. Also very funny. And that was Telemachus' detachment. I was able to successfully bribe/tame Bruce's kids. Oh, wonderful! Through completely legal, HR-approved methods. Absolutely, it's fine. They inherited the fire resistance from the former Bruce. Hopefully they didn't inherit his smarts, if you know what I mean. You can say he went on an odyssey. Yeah, I think Odysseus went on an odyssey. Isn't it crazy that the guy who went on the Odyssey, his name is Odysseus? Like, bro, of course you're gonna go on an odyssey with a name like that. Okay, we have Bruce Jr. has inherited Bruce's position as janitor. Everyone give it up for Bruce Jr. Welcome to the team, bud. Lots of fate stuff going on in ancient Greece. Boom! Second poem time because the first one was short. You think I'd leave you hanging like that? You think... Oh wait, I gotta restart the audio. You think I'd leave you hanging like that? No, absolutely not. Here we go. This poem is called Having a Great Time Being Transgender in America Lately by Jackie Saba. It is day infinity of everyone wanting me dead. People are having fun bringing lemon squares and automatic artillery to the anti... Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna restart. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Having a great time being transgender in America lately by Jackie Saba. It is day infinity of everyone wanting me dead. People are having fun bringing lemon squares and automatic artillery to the anti-trans community meetings. Divorced legislators harangue about pedophile cults and surgeried infants and whatever happened to forever ago. I am more beautiful than you, and I would like to be loved. I'm getting concerned about the monomaniacs who make their entire lives about dead naming and transvestigations. It's obviously working, but aren't you exhausted? Don't you remember when somebody loved you without knowing what you were? I'm eating shortbread on the patio table overlooking the enormous green ocean. Somewhere an octopus is being eaten by an octopus and not panicking. Black dress to the floor, red acrylic nails, silver teardrop earrings, waterproof mascara. I'm excited to do this for the rest of my life and be terrified. I hear a noise behind me and I don't turn around. And that was Having a Great Time Being Transgender in America Lately by Jackie Saba. A shareholder vote. A shareholder vote. And we end with our classic, has shareholder value gone up, yay or nay? Has share value holder gone up? Has shareholder value gone up, yay or nay? Fable says, oh no, I already read that? Oh no, we replaced Bruce Jr.'s brain with a spare, also provided by HR under the condition that we don't ask questions, as always, for privacy reasons and nothing else. I believe all of us signed an NDA for that. They will be paid in donut holes and espresso Keurig cups. Unfortunately, they will only be paid in espresso Keurig cups because we ran out of funding for the donut holes, but I'm sure that will suffice. Thank you, Yamaleth, for this report. We have one vote for yay, a second vote for yay, a bunch of upstock emojis from Fable. Oh, that poem made me a bit teary-eyed. The last line of that sticks in my heart like a thorn. And we have another vote for yay! That is a unanimous vote. Shareholder value has gone up. Thank you very much. Now, it is indeed stupidly hard being trans here right now. I am watching from another country in a way that feels like I almost went on the Titanic, but all of my friends did go on the Titanic, and that's a really hard feeling to be in. I can only imagine what it is like to have that much salt water in my lungs. I was gonna do painting time, but I think I will focus my energy on other things instead. So I think that will be the end of today's presentation. I think of it as yeah and yay, but schmancy. Is yay a mix of yay and nay? I'm pretty sure that technically, like nay is supposed to be spelled N-A-Y and I'm sorry, no. Nay is supposed to be spelled N-A-E and yay is supposed to be spelled Y-A-Y and I just confuse them. But we like to call that a little company quirk. Oh, Rowan, yeah. She thinks I should too, but I don't know if I can. Yeah, I really would not like to be in this dystopia either. I said at the start of this stream something that it's a joke kind of thing, and it's not applicable scale-wise, but it does genuinely give me some relief of the instead of saying everything's gonna be fine, you can say in 2 weeks I'll have different problems. I know that it's not 2 weeks, but in a way that is extremely full of faith and hope. In so and so years, we will have different problems. We will make sure of it. I bet she sees it like escaping the Titanic when not everyone can fit in the lifeboats. Yeah. Not all of us have the resources to get out, so we just kind of do what we can in the meantime. Thank you again for another wonderful stream. Thank you guys for making it wonderful. I do truly mean it. I do like it, thank you. Oh, I'm really glad. Is a threat. Oh, that's the 2 weeks is a threat. That's what you were mentioning was a threat before. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, if you're going through a certain amount of pain, you like snap a rubber band against your wrist because at least you have something else to focus on. Yamaleth says there's an expression used amongst us natives. They stomp on the flowers to not realize we are seeds. That is probably the best thing I can think to conclude this stream with, honestly. Thank you guys so much for being here, not just literally physically, but also your presence and your energy and your time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big kisses. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Ciao.